Hello, fellas. I'm finally back. Uh, I didn't make any updates on the market for a month, for the whole month, basically because I didn't feel the need to make any updates. Because during the last market review, I suggested a scenario and I was waiting for it to play out. And as you can see, if you watched my previous market analysis and Bitcoin analysis, it played out very well, and we can go on from here. But first of all, let's make a little recap of what we have done since our last review. Basically, let's um, take a look at this formation at Bitcoin chart. Definitely, when I was recording my last video, it was somewhere on the 4th of August, and that was the thing that I was telling you, that we are set here and we are going for an expansion. Why? And what is the limit? The limit of our expansion was this global counter trend line blue. It is clearly understandable, I think, for everybody, but we didn't even reach it. So when the price was breaking with these false breaks here, um, a lot of people were going nuts and euphoric about the bullish sentiment, and were sending Bitcoin back to 60s, 50s, and other thousands. But I was explaining you the macro reasoning why we are not going to, and I'm not going to repeat it here, but what I'm going to repeat is this. Why I was telling you that we probably are not going higher than this global counter trend line. We won't break it because definitely on the weekly chart we saw that we are approaching the 200 moving average, and this is a great fundamental sign for the technical analysis. And we were approaching on the weekly to it with this kind of upside wicks, even green wicks, but we saw the resistance there. And even when we broke this 200 moving average and everybody got super euphoric, um, I was telling you, you are laughing, or you are having fun too early. Why? Because we had to hold that 200 moving average as support, and the next weekly that was going to open had to open above it and hold it. But as we could see it later, that 200 moving average was somewhere around 23,500, and we lost it the minute the new weekly opened. And that was the sign for me that we are going down. But definitely, I was telling you then and now, and it turned out to be true, that we are not going back down very fast. Why? Because let's turn on our Kijun Sen shift, and this is what I was telling you. We saw this resistance and we dipped below, but I was telling you that we cannot start a huge dump from here with a spilling candle back to our lows. Why? Because we had this rounding Kijun Sen shift support below here, and usually we do not cross and break these supports, Kijun supports. Never break them usually. We don't even approach to them, and the same thing happened here. We couldn't go back lower, and we went for expansion, and this expansion took time. And as soon as we relocated from above this rounding Kijun support to a flat one, we went for the dump, as you can see. And what you have to know, we these Kijun supports and Kijun lines, we break them into usually we break them into kind of situations or formations when it is either flat like it is here, break, retest, back lower. That's it. It's clearly easy. I don't know what color better to put here. Okay, let's leave it blue. Or either we break the Kijun shift in the vertical formation, either here like this, up, and like this, like we can see here. Support, losing it, and going lower. That's it. We do not usually break it upon these rounding formations. Definitely that was the sign for me. Additionally, I drew this and I posted it on my Twitter account. Who follows me knows that I posted this to local trend lines. One a little bit tight, and the second one by according to our lowest touch here, and that was the final trend line, local trend line, that if we lose the one that if we lose it, we are going down. So it happened. We lost both of them. As you can see, we lost one of them and found support upon the final and the most important one. We tried to go higher, back up, but this Kijun was already our resistance and we couldn't break it. If we would break it, we would go back upon the retest here, and the rest would be decided after, but we didn't, and we went lower. It is very simple, playing it level to level according to our rules that my education that I share on my private group or on my Twitter account sometimes. Or basically you can figure my education from my trades and my posts and analysis and other stuff. So what can we see here? As what you can see here, why we stopped here, because this is the major, not any kind of yearly open or mid-range or high range of the yearly. This is our previous cycle's all-time high, and now it serves us as a support. This is a strong area, a strong zone that will decide our further movement. So as you can see, we are swinging here, we are trading upon it, and we do not break it. And there are two kind of scenarios that I was telling you. We either find our midterm, let's say it, I won't say that the global support, but I'd say midterm support either here, or we lose it and we go even below this year's low, which is somewhere around 17,700, 17,562. I think if we break this one, we are going even lower. Where I marked my targets here. It's either 16,000 somewhere here upon this mid-range. I would expect it. If we lose this and don't have a strong buyback that will send us above, I will show it on our 4-hour time frame. After this, we either go here and we recover and start the new range, the bigger range, expanding our accumulation range, or at some point even we will reach our global support, which is around 13,000, 14,000. I'm not telling you that we are going there, but the volume profile analysis shows us that after this global, this is our last global set of orders. Um, Between them there is empty space of volume, or volume of orders. The next one is around 13,000-14,000, a strong one that is going to hold even maybe 12,000. I'm not telling you that, so you wouldn't expect it, but definitely you have to keep that in mind. I'm not biased. I am playing what I see on the chart and following the market and react accordingly. So definitely we can find buybacks anywhere here, but definitely we have to hold this support line 19,500 for us to be able to recover or change the situation. But from what I see right now here, I don't think we will actually be on the track of bullish market soon. First of all, we need to see how this daily is going to close. Let's look at it. How precisely we reached our 4-hour time frame Kijun. So locally, what I'm going to do, we touched this support, important support for us 4 times already. Usually the 5th one is the one that breaks it. For example, if we dive below and we go this, but there is no guarantee. I am not telling you that. Nobody knows what is going to happen. It is the struggle of big money, big guys behind this market, and who wins that direction is going to be. But definitely this is inside from me to you. If we lose it, I'm not into any longs. I'm waiting lower prices at least 17,000-16,000, and then we'll see what is going to happen then. If we start recovery within the day, I would prefer that it would be decided within the day. If we resecure this global Kijun, this 4-hour time frame Kijun, then I am going to open longs on any time, on any trading pair, maybe even buy something additionally. We'll share it on my Twitter account, and all my some of my trades I'm going to share on my copy trading account on Bybit. I opened it, tested it 1 time or 2 times already with profit. Okay, so who is interested in trading or getting passive income can go in the description and find my link to my copy trading master account. I'm only starting it. Not all my preferable trading pairs are available there yet, but some of them I'm going to trade, and everybody can share those trade with me automatically by subscribing or simply following, whatever you like. So if I see this break, I'm opening longs on any pair, and if we retest it successfully, then we are going higher and going at least to this previous local, can call it local trend line as resistance, and this intersection of counter trend and trend line has got to be very serious, where we can find the rejection and go actually lower. If we hold here, we can go and break from there. This is it. That's my view on Bitcoin, and that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm going to do in other direction. I'm not biased, as you know, never. So I accumulate and urge people to accumulate gradually according to my system, and I buy for my investment portfolio, but also I trade according to what I see on the market. So definitely on the daily, it is obvious why we are putting this resistance here, and we are allowing I am allowing the price that we can hold this spot, and we can go and retest this intersection of resistances, and then we go back and we can go lower. Also, what supports this kind of idea? If let's look at the Bitcoin CME chart. What we got here on the daily chart. Let's look at it. How precisely we got rejected. Maybe weekly not that good here, but we have a spilling candle, which also tells us a lot here. So we are approaching this Kijun daily resistance. If we reclaim it, that is going to be bullish. Yeah, we can go for some run from here, but technically I think we either find this support here in this zone, and we either go for retest here and also meet this resistance around 21,500, 700, maybe 22,000. The prices are different on these charts from our charts, exchanges charts, and if we get rejected here, we are going to get back and go lower to right to the targets that I am telling you about. I was telling you about earlier. Definitely this is one to follow, but that's only if we get rejection here and hold it as resistance. I guess it's clear for now. Let's look next at the market cap chart. Total market cap. It is a little bit messy, I'm sorry, but I need those drawings so I wouldn't draw and search for them in the future. So definitely we have these global trend lines, and I am working with them all the time. Our long time global trend line that goes since our previous the inception of our previous cycle in 2017, 2018, and the second global trend line is from our 2020 event driven dump, and the one from which we started our bull run. So these are two major global trend lines that are working. As you can see, we felt them as support many times, as resistance many times on global levels. Here, as you can see, they are important on this chart. So definitely what we can see here, we tried to push higher and we met resistance right where I put this resistance range, and we got back below. As you can see, we feel on many levels these global trend lines. As we can, if we open this lower time frame, 4-hour time frame chart, we can see we hold both those, we swing between these global trend lines. So we held it as resistance here, as support here, reclaimed it, then lost it, retested it as resistance, fell below this one, the orange one, the longer one. So now let's enable our Kijun Sen shift. What can we see? Not on this one. Let's switch to the daily one. It is a more clear one and it makes sense. So we either now retest it and feel resistant, get rejected, and we are going back down, retest here and go back to our global support here that we proved to be our strong support. This is our previous cycle's all-time high. So we either do that or we break this one again, reclaim it, and go for a retest here where we retest our green global trend line and Kijun Sen as resistance, and then maybe we will do that. Why I'm not biased about this direction that we won't break it and won't go higher from here, but I'm looking at the monthly chart, and what I see here is that maybe on the monthly too, maybe on the weekly also, it is clear for me on the weekly that we have this uncovered week, and we will have to go back sooner or later to go back to it to recover that week at 770 66 billion market cap. So sooner or later we will be back to that. I'm not talking about going even lower, breaking here and going lower, but it is totally possible. We have another global trend line here and this range support, but I'm not telling you that we are going there right now. Next, I guess it is clear what are my thoughts about Bitcoin and what I'm going to do from now on. Then let's look at some altcoins, shall we? Let's head to the Altcoin Index first. What we got here, definitely we are trading our global trend lines perfectly. Here we are holding this major one, global trend line, this pink one. Okay, let's switch to the weekly. We will see, yes, we got an uncovered week. I don't like it. Basically we have this green week, almost covered it, but I don't think that quite qualifies. I'm not relying that much on these candles, but definitely we have also on Bitcoin these monthly candles. They opened not very bullish for us, claiming that we will be back to our lows. So this is not 100% of course, and if we actually hit the final bottom, these candles can be sometimes ignored if Bitcoin starts buying back strongly. But if it's not, then we will definitely get this uncovered weeks recovered sooner or later. So looking at this one, we have this local line rejection that has been that proved us that it is working as both as support and resistance. Now it works as resistance for us until we reclaim it again. Let's turn on our cushions and shift. Oh, that's interesting. We opened this daily with the rejection. We actually dived under it, and that's a news for me, and that's interesting because if we dive, usually when we dive on the daily, this is a high time frame, dive under it and we close below it, we either go this one, we can reclaim it somewhere here, but we will be destined to go down unless we get bought back higher and go high, but that's a low percentage chance. So for now it looks like for me like this. Okay, let's head to one interesting asset. Let's get back to our Tron. Nothing has changed here for me, or here. I don't know which one is better right now. Let's get back to this one. We still have this monthly. We are holding this global trend line seriously. I will remove this one. We holding it each time. As you can see, this green monthly on the monthly chart time frame, we are holding it, and that looks safe for me right now. We can start expanding here, but we are destined to cover this uncovered week. That's it. Sooner or later we will be there. It is inevitable for me. So it is just a matter of time. This is one of the multiple reasons that we can go lower, and it concerns the whole market. So let's look at Chiliz. Why Chiliz? Because recently we got some interesting news about Chiliz, and some pumping news that tried to revive the price of Chiliz and get it trending again with some Messi related news. Wherever, who cares, because I'm like one of the also active fans of the football teams. I am not into this Chiliz, and I see no involvement of real football fans in this company, in these assets, and the possibilities and the privileges the holding of their tokens gives them. Usually those so-called football fans that are involved in Chiliz, they're simply the crypto guys, crypto enthusiasts that know a little about football and clubs, and they simply started learning from the scratch when they joined this platform and believed in it. But the real fans, they don't know about it, even not mentioning that they are involved in it. So we have a very interesting chart. Upon this trending news about Messi and Chiliz shooting some video or whatever, some ad, doesn't mean anything for me. And this asset has huge supply of the tokens, and never got interested in it, but this chart looks very good and very interesting for my shorts. If I get a great situation here, great signal, I'm going to short. Actually, we can go short right now technically, but it can be a little bit dangerous right now. We need some kind of confirmation. We cannot open shorts in the middle of nowhere, either upon some resistance or trend line resistance or whatever. Let's look at it. Why this chart is so interesting? Definitely on the monthly we have this huge rising candle, and this candle has left a lot of untraded areas, which we will be recovering sooner or later, inevitably. That is why when I saw it, I was like, yes, this is going to be, we either get rejection upon 2420 or upon 2350, but we will go lower. And that's basically what we are doing right now. We are trying to recover it. So what we have here, I drew this daily local trend line, and it worked perfectly as support for us, and this range resistance worked as resistance for us, and the moment we dived here we could open a short, but that I saw this a little bit late, so I didn't get into it. Okay, now we are holding, and now we lost it. Definitely if we hold this, draw this line that tight, we have lost it. But if we focus on this one, then we are still above here. I would actually stick to this variant, that we have to count on this inefficiency and put our trend line, taking into account this candle that was bought back. So definitely we hold this red box as resistance. Clearly kind of the place that I was expecting us to reverse here. So definitely if we hold it, let's enable our occasion. Maybe it will be not informative, not insightful at the moment, but I think it is going to be. It will depend on Bitcoin, especially how it is going to end up today. I think on the 4-hour time frame we are now under our occasion resistance. If we reclaim it somehow, but that move has to be very strong to reclaim it and go higher from now, and then reclaim this as support and find resistance here, and then we will fall here and go lower back to 18 cents inevitably. But for now it looks not bullish for me, even from these points. If we have this, if we lose and close below this trend line, we are set to go lower. Any buybacks and we find resistance here, we see some absorption or reversal candle, it is the sign to enter a short here, and it is going to be a good one because we guaranteed will come here. We will come upon this support, and I will tell you more. Looking at this chart, it feels to me that we are set to get back even to 14 cents at least, but that is not guaranteed. That is not guaranteed, guys, but definitely 18 cents, 17 cents are on the radar. So in case we have a huge buyback and we don't get the short that we wanted, we have another one. Kijun Sen shift will show us if something goes wrong, the market goes bullish, unexpectedly bullish and strong. Again, definitely we know where the resistance is if we break this global trend line, the counter trend line, the blue on Chiliz. It proved as resistance many times. If we break it and resecure a support, we are going higher, and this is where we're going to short. This Kijun resistance is going to work for us at least until we go and cross this on the diagonal level. But this is where I am going to short, either upon this Kijun resistance, or if we continue this trading, I told you that I'm going to see the retest of this global trend line. If it's successful, if we get rejection, I am jumping here to short and going to hold it until the win or invalidation if it resecures this line. So this is an interesting and good situation for a short for me, and I'm following it closely. So next one, let's look at Compound, one of the top and a little bit underrated DeFi projects of this market. I know some Aave and Maker are the leaders, but they are overbought in my opinion. Compound is a little bit oversold and a little bit underrated with its supply and other stuff. I told you before that we broke this midterm global counter trend line, and I told you that I believe that we hit this bottom on Compound. It seems to me that we hit it, and this $26, yes, $26.50, $35 is a great accumulation zone for me. And I told you that definitely for now we are holding this local support, but if we get down and lose it, we are going at least to 35, and if we break it, we go back to our lows and extend this local counter trend line, and you will see when you can open your longs on Compound. In that situation, that would be great for me. I would long it and I would buy it in this zone. This is a juicy buy here for me, in my opinion. Whether it is going to be according to this scenario, I don't know right now. I don't know it. We have this confirmation kind of candle that says that we have space to go lower. Definitely, I would go for that. I would hope for it. Let's enable our Kijun Sen, and what we see here, splendid. Yes, on the 4-hour time frame we are upon this Kijun, so we can expect retest of it. If we hold it, we can go higher and retest the higher zones. If we dive below it, definitely we go straight down. But from this point of view, I know that if we start recovering, we will meet a heavy resistance here. Let's enable super trend. Yes, we got it right. We got multiple resistance here. Kijun super trend resistance, and even this local range resistance. If we get rejected here, it is for short. Great situation to open a short and wait for us to hit at least this target, or maybe even that target. So, but definitely I would buy this asset not earlier than we hit this yellow zone, either 35 or 26, 27. That's a good buy. Why? Because I explained it earlier. We have this on the weekly chart, we have this global trend line that I'm not going to believe this one, because definitely we went below our all-time low here. So this trend line that usually serves as the point of control may not be working from now. But to tell you what targets we can expect on this asset if we buy in this yellow zone, definitely during the bull run we will reach, I am quite sure that we will reach $274 easy. The question is, where is going to be our high? And I am not sure that we will be back to 900, 950 from the spot. Maybe someday, but not in the coming years. Maybe I'm mistaken. But I think our take profit would be around $450, somewhere here, 450, 470, this zone. It seems to me possible, but 274 easy. When the recovery of the market comes, it is coming there easy. Take that as a note. Okay, let's get back to our Filecoin and what we can comment on this chart. This is that we got right here again. As the market was going higher, it was going up extremely. I will remove this trend line. It was helping me to short here once, and we'll remove this one too. So definitely what we have here, an interesting situation. Why? Because I told you where to long on my, I don't remember if I was sharing this on my video analysis. I guess I did too, but I also shared this definitely on my Twitter account. We were longing this break. I was telling you, no, that was on alpha. We were shorting this rejection. We found out the resistance right on precisely. We weren't longing it. I was longing alpha at that time, but shorting it was very profitable and interesting, and very understandable to for an entry. Now we are in this local range resistance. Definitely what we know here, if we don't get higher back above 663, we are not bullish. No, in the moment, I mean. If we get above it, definitely we go higher until at least $8. So, but for now it kind of, if we lose this supporting 7-day AMA, we are going to go lower and go back to our support. And I was predicting why I was shorting this fill, because the happened thing that I warned you about in my recent Filecoin related video, that we have this monthly Kijun, and I am not sure that we are going to reclaim it. I was telling you that most likely we will swing under it until we are getting more freedom and we are set to start recovery, and our targets are clear here, either this first global trend line or this final trend line. The targets were set. So definitely when we hit this monthly Kijun resistance, we got rejected and went lower. Definitely after this candle we can go for recovery because we have the preceding green candle, but nothing is guaranteed, and these kind of candles I usually expect to play out for the downside. I'm not sure what is going to happen here, but if it happens and we go lower, as we usually do after this kind of candles, then it is a great spot to accumulate Filecoin here at, let me open a lower time frame, at 255 to 70. I don't know, everything that $3 and below is a very good long-term buy for me. If not, if we retest this local support successfully, then $4.95, $5 is a good entry too for the long term. So these are my two global accumulation zones: $5 and $4.95. $5 and $2.50 or $3, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure that we are going to $2.50. I'd say $3.50 is a good buy too for a long run. If we are expecting actually and relying on this Kijun and these global trend lines, we are expecting us to jump back to $100 or $120, somewhere there. But $100 is on the radar and is highly possible for me. That is why I'm going to follow it and maybe going to buy it if I get a good price for it. Okay, let's head next to BitDao token. Somebody who follows me on Twitter or in my private group, they know that I was posting some interesting article, my analysis about the centralized exchanges coins. I predicted good movements of BNB the previous cycle, and also I decided to make a little review what I think which of the centralized exchanges tokens have the potential, which ones have the potential but they have some dangerous points that have to be taken into account, on what exchanges I am looking to, token exchanges I am looking to buy, and what are my targets. So I shared it in my article, you can go check it out. And right in this article that was published on August 18th, I was mentioned BitDao and why I think it has good potential, and why I think, and I predicted that in the next year or two, I think that BitDao is going to file a proposal to start, according to, based on some algorithm, to start deducting their tokens, because this total supply of BitDao is vast, very enormous, 10 billion tokens, and this supply is holding this token back and sets the limits for its price exploration, and not a single year passed by, and what we see here, we see that the CEO, the co-founder of Bybit, and the exchange that is controlling actually the BitDao token, and so it serves as this as exchanges token partially. They decided to file already after a week from my article. They decided to file a soft proposal to stop the contribution. What you have to know that BitDao Treasury is buying back some BitDao tokens, Ethereum, and other coins daily, and they add them from their revenues on the exchange, Bybit exchange, and they put those tokens into their treasury to fund such perspective funds or companies that they are promoting and supporting. For example, Game 7, huge funding, 500 million, Zero Knowledge DAO, Blizzard DAO, DoDAO, and others. So now they hold 1 billion BitDao token out of 10 billion. So with this proposal, the Bybit Ben from the Bybit, the CEO, proposed that from now on they stop buying back and adding to their treasury other coins like Ethereum, USDC, USDT. They are going to contribute 100% into buying back with their revenues Bit token starting from September 16th. This is, I guess, exactly the day when the next unlock of their tokens is going to happen. So they start only contributing in buying back Bit token, and all those Bit that they will buy from that day, 16th of September, they will be burned. All the tokens that they will be buying, they are going to burn, and finally the total supply of Bit is going to reduce significantly. So actually this is a good news for the community, and it shifts the limits for this token's price. But definitely we still do not know how much they are going to buy back of Bit from the market, and what is the amount of token that, and how often they are going to be burned. This is still going to be seen. But definitely also one interesting initiative, BitDao is, and Bybit, they are talking about launching the Bit network. I don't know, they still didn't decide whether it is going to be L1 or L2, but definitely they are thinking to build something like a Binance Smart Chain or of the sort. So definitely this is the birth of the new network, and this has to be paid attention to, and definitely you need to hold such tokens in your portfolio. This is what was the conversation where they were talking about this possible upcoming, not possible, I think upcoming L1 network. They already decide within the community how this network is going to be called. It is not going to be called Bit Network. Definitely from this voting we can see it possibly will be called Tensor Network, who knows. Definitely you can go on at the BitDao Twitter account and check this out, all these proposals. And soft proposal means that it was suggested and the community has to vote it soon, very soon. But I am 99% sure that they will vote it positively and it will be implemented, because it was the community who pushed the Bybit management to start reducing their tokens, because they understand that there's no future for Bit and their holdings, their backs, without this deduction of the total supply. So definitely check this out. For me, let's look at BitDao. For me, what are the best buy and accumulation zones at BitDao? As you can see, I already drew something here. As you can see, it was dumping hard, but definitely it might have looked like some double bottom. I'm not quite sure about this. Yeah, it looks a little better from here, but still not. From the monthly, it kind of looks for me that we need to retest this support now. Maybe not that low, but definitely for me the good buy price for BitDao is 44 cents. 44 cents is a safe buy for me in the long term. But definitely I would love to have the opportunity to buy lower. Definitely on the local time frames, if we hold it, we can go for the retest and go maybe like this. But if we meet that resistance again, but if we have this uncovered wick that still sends us below, if we dive below this, definitely I'm waiting the descending right away. Who knows, we can draw this trend line as indicator for us where to start shorting. For example, if we go lose it, retest it, and that's where we enter the short. Okay, I guess that's clear. But definitely, if I would tell you my secret, I think I would love, on the weekly I was looking on the Bollinger Bands, and I was thinking that 20 cents would be a better buy for me of BitDao, but I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure that after this kind of news we will be allowed to get that low and lose this kind of perfect support here and strong support. That will depend hugely on Bitcoin, I guess. If Bitcoin starts another capitulation, another last huge leg down, definitely BitDao won't hold and it will come to 20-25 cents. But definitely waiting for 20-25 cents can leave you without BitDao. So definitely it is worth start buying BitDao in this zone. Maybe not 100% of your allocated amount, maybe 70%, leaving something for in case we get lower, but definitely it is worth buying it here. So let's look at MATIC, whatever you call it. MATIC is an interesting asset. Here we have an interesting situation. We held our daily vision support. Let's look at it. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so I need this to look at it one more time again. Definitely we have this on the weekly good resistance here. If we can break 92-93 cents, we are not going higher, definitely for me. And it looks for me not bullish from the monthly chart perspective, and not only monthly. When I see this uncovered wick, it is always tells me that I don't want buy this asset and don't want long it, never, because it represents the danger of us to getting back to retest it and recover it. So definitely this is not for longs for me, maybe for you, but definitely even according to the total supply of this asset, it is too overpriced for me. So would never buy this, no matter how popular it gets, how many traditional market companies get into this. I'm not interested. I'm only interested in finding shorts of it. And definitely we are now 92, 93 is a great resistance. If we get rejected upon there in a great manner, definitely on the monthly I see a great pattern that usually goes like this. So, and there's no question for me that whether we will be back to 58 cents or 60 cents. We have to. Sooner or later we have to. It is just a matter of time and whether we will catch it. So definitely we have this interesting candle, this one. Usually, not always, but 70% of the time it is a reversal candle. And also we have this one as a helpful one that helps us to confirm the direction. Let's look at super trend. Maybe it is a little bit insightful. I don't see it. I don't know why it doesn't work. Oh, okay, right. We have this super trend resistance too. It also says us that we may find resistance here. So definitely if we are dumping here under this Kijun resistance, we retest it as resistance and we do not reclaim it like this, we get rejected here, it is a good short entry for me and I'm going to take it. Definitely a juicy one, and this one I can share in my copy trading with my followers or copy traders, and this would be a great one. So definitely it is worth it and I'm looking into it. You can too if you want to. Okay, let's tell you a few things about Optimism. I was telling you where to short in my last video. Great one, you'd have a great profit. Now it seems to me like whether test here, if we try to draw some reclaim here, this range is going to be my indicator. If we break it and dive back under, drawing some deviation, we have this retest of this range and we get rejected. This is where we see the signs of rejection. This is a great entry for short, and I am confident that Optimism will come back to 65 cents. It is a matter of time for me. We'll remove it right now. Why? Because we can have some retest of this 137, 145, I don't know, 137, 142, 43. We can actually on the weekly, technically we can draw this a little weak here and go back here to retest it. We can do that, and then we have to follow what is going to happen. From the monthly perspective, why I'm not bullish on this one? Because we have this monthly absorbing candle. What can go wrong here is that we close the monthly with a green candle here. Okay, definitely the next one can be also of the green candle, but it will not go higher than this one. We had the similar situation on Atom on its high, and it was great. It works on Luna and other stuff. We have this absorbing monthly candle that is not good. If we don't dump this month, it is going to be postponed for the next 2 months, but we will be back to 65-70 cents in no time, guaranteed. So It is just a matter of finding a good entry, a good and safe entry, and not like this in the middle of nowhere. If we retest it, go here, retest this Kijun, maybe right there or right here, and get back. This is our entries. These are our entries. If we're not getting it, we go straight down, then okay, I'm not entering this trade. But it is good to know that how it is going to work. Definitely monthly is very insightful on Optimism here. And back to KNC, I was shorting it successfully, but had to wait here on the highs. How did I find out that the price is going to reverse there? I was sharing this trade on my Twitter account, had to wait for it. I entered a little bit earlier. I entered right here at 187.50, but when I saw some a little bit misleading candle, and I had to oversee the loss in not in profits, in losses, but I didn't close my short, and because I was confident that we will hold the high time frame resistance, a major resistance. So I entered at 187.50. A little bit too early. It was clear to me that we are not going down after this even candle, because definitely we held with the green one, so it meant that the movement is postponed. So I had to oversee this squeezes higher, but when we had this one, it was clear to me that the move up is over and we are going down. And I held this short open for several days, literally. But I am a positional trader. I never worry about these things. I'm not for the scalps or day trading some several percent. Sometimes I do these trades, but not often. I prefer on this kind of assets, on some shitcoins, I prefer to, or overbought assets, I prefer to take bigger moves, much bigger moves. And definitely, I told you in my Twitter account that if we lose this local trend line that went a little bit sharp here, then we are going down and into this red box, or this this purple trend line support, and we went exactly there. As you can see, exactly, we came there. It took time a little bit, but here, for those who didn't enter with me, they had the opportunity to see this break closing below, retest, reversal, and they could enter here in the short also. Definitely it was a good trade. What to expect next? Why didn't I close my short then? And I was sure that we are not going much higher from that I was safe even sitting in losses, bearing those losses. Definitely the weekly Kijun resistance. As you can see, we had a lot of green candles. How many? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Usually there is the rule of 9 consecutive candles, green candles. The red one comes after that, but here we came with the red one earlier. Definitely this candle is an absorbing and insightful for me that we are going back to at least 146s or 130s, definitely. But we closed the previous weekly with the green one, so definitely, and we do not have this weekly Kijun resistance already, so definitely it is a disturbing point for me. I'm not going to short it already, this one, because it is not safe here, because we don't have that 100% resistance. But definitely, if we dive under this global trend line, I think we will come lower, much lower. If we lose it, retest it, we can go and retest our 110, $1.10. Definitely have to follow this one, but this is not an easy chart at the moment. We also have to follow this trend line, local trend line. It will show us a lot. We'll lose it, we can go lower and close it below. So I'm not trading KNC right now, but it was a good trade. Back to Akash Network, what we have here. I'm still sticking to my plan here, and I am still expecting the price to get back into my demand zone about around 20-25 cents. I'm not sure if we get 18 cents again, but 20-25 is a good long-term buy of Akash Network. They have a lot of things coming. A lot of companies use Akash services to power their businesses and platforms. I think Akash is only getting started, and also they are thinking to make it available for Akash tokens to receive the airdrops from most of the Cosmos ecosystem new projects that are being launched, the same way as the Atom tokens holders receive those airdrops for those who stake it. So definitely it would be huge if Akash is, will be added to that list. So definitely what we can see here, we lost this local range support. Now it works as resistance. If we reclaim it and hold it, then of course it is bullish, but we opened under the Kijun resistance, daily Kijun resistance. I can accept this swing recoveries, maybe with fake break of this, and we go lower. That would be the best scenario for me. Definitely the fact that we dived under Kijun is a good sign for me, for those who didn't buy it at its lows and is looking for a good price for it. 20-25 cents is a good buy in the long run, given our expectations. I can show them on this chart, definitely can show them on this one. Oh, I have a huge plan here. Sounds optimistic to me, and sounds very real with the demand that is going to come for Akash Network with the development and their releases, what they are up to, and their team is constantly working hard and delivers very actively for the community and other businesses. Definitely, and Misari Research Group are already making researches and articles about Akash Network and about its potential. Definitely worth taking into consideration buying Akash, accumulating in these zones that I mentioned, and stake it with 18-19% APY. Sounds juicy, given the fact that I'm expecting us to reclaim and at some point during the next cycle to be back to the retest of this global trend line. If we are lucky enough at least to come here or here, that will be a huge sell and a huge return for you, more than the average return that the other top assets can provide to you, because Akash hasn't been listed on Binance, Coinbase, or other, for example, KuCoin and other exchanges, but was already on some provisional exchanges, top exchanges like Crypto.com and Kraken. Definitely tells me a lot. So yeah, it is up to you. I guess this was a very long review after some long time of no reviews. So definitely good luck to you guys.